Now the next type of problem we're going to look at, similar to number 3, it deals with the quadratic formula. Now, when I have an equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, now a, b, and c are just numbers. Don't freak out on that or anything. A, b, and c are just numbers. They can be positive or negative. What the quadratic formula says, if I plug this a, b, and c into this formula, I can solve for x. And it's important to note that this will work for various types, even the types of problems we had in number 1. This would work for it too. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. Now, let's do a problem like this and see what we get. All right, so I'm going to leave this up here to show you. Let's say I had, now I'll get out of your way in just a second, 4x squared minus 9x minus 9 equals 0. So I'm going to make that a little darker. I've got 4x squared plus bx, I'm sorry, 4x squared minus 9x minus 9 equals 0. So my a would be equal to 4. My b would be equal to negative 9 because it's got a negative sign. And my c would be equal to negative 9 also. Okay, so now what we're going to do is plug this into the quadratic formula and see what it gives us. Now, I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to erase this and put my problem back up here. Let's see. Remember, this is what we're dealing with. 4x squared minus 9x minus 9 equals 0. Now the quadratic formula says x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, now remember what I said. Now b was negative 9, so when I plug this in, it's a negative 9. Now that is where I see the most mistakes when students do this. Then I have plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is negative 9 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 4, times c, which is negative 9. All right, I know I'm in the way of that. Is all over 2 times a, which is 4. Okay. I have x. Now I know that this is going to be down toward the bottom of the board. Just hang in there with me on this. X equals negative 9 is a positive 9. I have positive 9 plus or minus the square root. Negative 9 squared is 81, a positive 81, minus negative 4 times 4 is a negative 16. I'm going to write over here on the side. And then I've got a negative 16 times negative 9. I'm going to have to do that on the board because I didn't do this previously, is 144. So I have 81 minus 144. It's actually 81 plus 144 because I have a negative times a positive times a negative. So a negative times a negative is a positive. So I have 9 plus or minus 81 plus 144 all over 2 times 4, which is 8. Okay. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back up to the top and keep working this problem to show you. So I have, right now I have x equals 9 plus or minus the square root. 81 plus 144 is 225. 225 all over 8. Okay, now I can erase this. Now, this plus or minus right here tells me that I have to do both. Now the square root of 225 hopefully is 15. 15 times 15, let me do that over here on the side. 15 times 15, 25. That's right, it is 15. So I have x equals 9 plus or minus 15 over 8. That tells me I have to do both. So x is equal to 9 plus 15 over 8. And x equals 9 minus 15 over 8. So 9 plus 15 is 24. 24 over 8 is equal to 3. There's one of my answers. 9 minus 15 is equal to negative 6. Negative 6 over 8 is negative 3/4. So my final answer to this question is 3 and negative 3/4. 3 and negative 3/4. I can write it, let's see, maybe right here. Put a box here. My final answer was x equals 3 or negative 3/4. Next we'll cover something similar to number 4.